If you saw my video a few weeks back, I've already built a paper version of OBEKA Splitter of Seconds. Well, today we're going to see what we can do in Magic Arena and see if we can make it work in Historic Brawl there as well. And this is my Finders Upkeepers deck. This is led by OBEKA Splitter of Seconds, as mentioned in the intro. If you don't know what she does, for 1, a blue, a black, and a red, 2/5 Ogre Warlock with Menace that when it deals combat damage to a player, you take that many additional upkeep steps after this phase. So it goes from the end of combat to multiple upkeeps back to your second main phase once that's all done resolving. So the thing with Arena is there's not as many cards available to us for these upkeep triggers. So we have to kind of use some cards that are a little less optimal in order to try to take advantage of her ability. So let's take a look here. I kind of broke the deck apart. First 2 columns is just removal mana rocks and that kind of stuff. I'm not really paying attention to those right now. First column with the manifold key in it. These are all things that make her unblockable in some way, shape, or form, just so she can punch through and get us those extra upkeeps. The fourth column here is ways to either pump her up or make her double strike so that we can get even more stuff out of her. So like things like Prophetic Memory as we draw cards. Then you can go ahead and stack up counters on her. Temur Battle Rage does double strike. Same thing with Blood Mist. Sigil of Valor is pretty good in here because if it attacks alone, it gets bigger and bigger. So sometimes she gets to be so big, they either have to trade off 2 creatures to stop her from hitting them, or they have to let me have a bunch of upkeeps. So this is a great card to have in the deck as well. And then in the next column is ways to protect her, essentially. This is a column that has been ever changing. I've been messing with this deck for about a week now on Arena, and I've had to keep tweaking it and changing it because I found that if she doesn't live, this deck doesn't do a whole lot. So we have to have a lot of ways to keep her from dying. So we have lots of ways of giving her ward with things like combat research, lava spur, boots, Arm Guard Familiar is pretty good for doing it, even though it's a little pricey to equip it. We also have ways of granting hexproof with things like Shore Up. We have Fayflight as a temporary, plus it gives her flying as well. So like if they build up enough blockers, but they may only have 1 flyer, we can still get her through by giving her flying, and then she has her menace as well, and then it also doubles up as a protection spell. Keep Safe counters something that targets our stuff. Boots gives hexproof. Ward gives hexproof. We have 1 counterspell in Ionize in here. And then Mithril Coat, flash it in, keep her alive. The only thing it doesn't protect against is exile spells. With that next column, though, however, this is all of the stuff that we have that can be doubled up. We also have some life gain stuff with Fountain Removal and Ivory Tower. I didn't stick them over here because they're kind of minimal impact in the grand scheme of things. The bigger impact stuff, some of this carried over from the original paper build, some of it is not available, so I have to kind of sub out. So we have things like Dragon Master Outcast. This was in my original build. You have 6 lands, multiple upkeeps. You get a 5/5 every time you have an upkeep. So if you can chain, 3-4 upkeeps off of OBEKA, you're going to get 3 or 4 5/5 dragons off of this. Fireblade Artist. This one was actually an add-in to replace some stuff I didn't have, and it works really well with our token generators that are in the deck, and I'll explain why here in a second. Phyrexian Arena, put this in, draw some cards. Just gotta be careful so you don't kill yourself with it. Haunted of Infinite Rage was a carryover because it's just multiple pings, and we have the blue Haunted, which draws cards. So if you get them both online, it's 2 damage per upkeep off of this and 2 cards off the other Haunted. Laughing Jasper Flint. If you've played against this card, you know how freaking frustrating it is to get hit by this thing because you're stealing your stuff. Because even if you can't cast the stuff off their deck, you're going to have the ability to just nuke their stuff out of the game for the rest of the time. And the more stuff you take and the more outlaws you have, which a lot of the stuff in this deck are outlaws to begin with, warlocks mostly, between OBEKA and a card we're going to talk about in a little bit, you're just going to be able to steal their stuff. Don't care about it. If I can cast it, great. If not, oh well. I still get some good use out of this guy. We have the Ill-Gotten Inheritance that carried over from the original paper build. Spawn of Mayhem was an add-in here. It pings both of us. Again, you got to be careful so you don't accidentally kill yourself with this, but you can chain a lot of good damage off of this guy. We have Twilight Prophet. This is a carryover from the original build of the deck. It does good things. If you can get this online to the Ascend mode and you get to do multiple upkeeps, you can just start churning through somebody's life and building your own life back up in the process. Like I said, the Hondens here. We have Plarg Nasari, which was in the paper build as well. I have not actually hit anybody while I've had Plarg Nasari and OBEKA on the board, so I'm not quite sure how good the card is yet in testing. So we'll see if we can get it down in the video and try to do something with it, because unfortunately, in testing, every time I played it, they either killed OBEKA or they killed Plarg Nasari, and I never got to see what it did. Scarab God is in here. This is This was an experiment in the paper build. It took a lot of working around to make it work because you got to have zombies to actually make the thing work, which we can steal stuff from graveyards or reanimate our own stuff as 4/4 tokens with this. However, it's a little bit harder to do. So again, in testing, I've not gotten this thing to do what I wanted to do, so we'll see what we can do in gameplay footage. And then we have Virtue of Persistence. Every upkeep, you get to go ahead and bring something back from your graveyard. So if your stuff is dying or you've killed stuff from their side of the board, you can start stealing it and putting it on your side. Now, what I was talking about with token creation is this last little column here. We have Geralf the Fleshwright in this deck. Every time you cast a spell other than your first one, you're going to be able to create a 2/2 token, and they get bigger for each one you've chained for however many zombies came into play before it. This works really, really good with the Flameblade Artist because you're able to sacrifice those tokens for every upkeep. There's like just so many dumb things. I've actually killed players multiple times in testing where they were like, okay, I'll let your guy through. They let OBEKA through, and I'm just like, sack. I'll sack my whole board and deal like 10, 15, 10 to 16 damage sometimes, just dead. And then we have Wand of Orcus. Now, this helps, along with Geralf, to feed the Scarab God, in theory, where we're hitting them with the Wand of Orcus, we're getting tokens, Geralf's feeding us tokens, we're getting the tokens off of the Scarab God itself, so that when we can start draining them down with the Scarab God's upkeep trigger. So this is a deck. Let's see what we can do with this thing. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk more about it after the gameplay. We got Gishath, Sun's Avatar. All right. We got a turn 2 mana rock. I'll keep it and cross my fingers. So let's start off with the Black Cleave so we don't forget to play it untapped. We'll go with the Heart on 2, set it to blue. Just based off of what's in my hand. Because we have Command Tower for blue, but I have multiple blue things, and we have multiple black sources in hand. All right, so let's see if they... Normally, a Gishath deck does one of two things. It either ramps like mad, or it plays a control game. If they're playing the control game, she's dead. If they're playing the ramp like mad game, we're fine. Okay. Not sure what to make of that. Let's set this to red. Let's set this to give us the extra triggers. So we'll get 2 life off of this. I mean, it almost feels like a lifelink plus 2 bonus. Now she might be dead because they play anything of size, they can just blast her. I think I'm going to do C double on her, or Spark double on her quickly so I can actually not lose my butt. Still only have 3 mana. Could do... I don't know. Let's just do this. I'm so like afraid. If they have a sword, so we're just screwed right there. So we're gonna hit them. So this will give us the 2 upkeeps. And then at the beginning of the next one, we're gonna slam the Spawn of Mayhem. Okay, there's Ren and 7. Good. All right, it's a 5/5. This is a cast trigger, so that doesn't do anything. And we have Menace, so... All right. Play the Springs. Play this because it has a harder mana requirement to get on the board. Play the Honden. We're going to see if we can just plink them to death right here, right now. If this happens, this is the best this has played out thus far. This is 5 upkeep triggers. Let's see what we got. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, I have to target. Yeah, we're just going face. We're not doing anything special here. All right, we finally got there after a few games of just no games for us. Yeah, we finally got enough of the upkeep stuff. Thus far, if you don't get the upkeep stuff, but you get to keep OBEKA, nothing happens. If you get the upkeep stuff and they kill OBEKA, you're still screwed. So this worked out pretty good so far. Eriette of the Charmed Apple. This is going to be Auras. Arcane Signet, Lava Spur Boots, me likey. We got lots of ways to either go unblockable. Yeah, this is like a really good hand. We are lacking, however, the upkeep triggering abilities. Like, that's the one thing that we need is stuff to trigger with... I almost missed that Spire Bluff Canal. With OBEKA's extra upkeeps. Which is, I mean, it's a great card. It's just got some very glaring weaknesses to it. All right, so let's do that, do this. Probably go Blood Mist next turn just to get that set up. Because they are more than likely... Okay, there's Spark Devil, which is nice. They're more than likely packing like pacifisms and things like that that will lock her down. So I need to be able to strap on the boots, get the Spark Devil going, like all the good stuff, but I need upkeep triggering stuff. We are so lacking right now. Oh. Shoot. Okay. Well, I guess there's something to be said that I'm glad it's not one of my upkeep trigger enchantments. So, I mean, that's a thing. All right, let's go black. I'm not doing OBEKA until I'm able... Well, they have 2 mana open. This is dangerous. We're risking a lot here by doing that. But the ward might help. It just depends on what kind of removal they have, or if they have a, like I was saying, pacifisms. Because if she gets pacified, we're screwed. I'd have to burn down the house just to reset her. I mean, I do have the Spark Double, but then it's a target for getting hit with stuff too. Yeah, see, there's a pacifism effect. So she can't attack, which means then we don't get the extra upkeeps unless I draw my oh, what do you want to call that? Feed the Swarm. I had to think of the card name. Like, what do they got? Because it's holding priority. All right. Okay. So let's play this. We have options. We could Spark Double, move the Lava Spurs to the Spark Double, and then be able to swing right away and get 3 upkeeps. Which would then give us 3 drains, which helps immensely. But then it also means that they have the ability to, you know, pin it down too, and then we're stuck with both of them pinned to the ground, and then I'd have to burn down the house. I would prefer to have it where I had a hexproof or a counterspell effect in hand to keep the Spark Double from getting pinned to the ground too. All right. They have a ghost form. I may have to burn down the house anyways just to keep them from gumming up the ground with that. All right. Eidetic Memory. Interesting. I could put 2 counters, but then I would not be able to make it attack, and it would just be a sitting duck. I think... Only being able to do the 3 is really, really, really bad. I think at this point it is burn down the house before they can put the ghost form on their stuff. They're going to have to recap. Where'd Eriette go? Oh, they left her at the graveyard. They must have a resurrection spell of some sort, because they didn't put her back to post. Either that or they made a really bad misclick. They're not doing anything right now, so I don't know what's up. The scoop of shame. They messed up. They left her and go to the grave instead of putting her back to post. Old Stickfingers. All right, it's a graveyard deck, but it's also got a bunch of black in it. So good chances are we're going to lose our OBEKA eventually. We're going to keep this one. We got 2 mana rocks. We have a Sigil of Valor, which this card is actually really, really good. Even though the deck only has like 15 creatures in it, because we have Geralf the Fleshwright and we have the cards that allow us to generate creature tokens, sometimes you can get OBEKA up to like, 10, 12 power just off of a Sigil of Valor. And that's how I was winning games with the deck. At first was just, okay, OBEKA is, really, really big. But then you don't, like, that's not the idea behind the deck. The idea behind the deck is to get the upkeep triggers so that you get all the special effects going off. So I felt kind of crappy about that. All right, so they're ramping, probably going to be playing some big stuff. Of course, most reanimation spells do cost 5 or more, so ramping is a good idea. All right, we got Spark Double. All right, so what can we do? If we do Geralf, we still only have 3 mana open, so that doesn't do any good. Same drill with OBEKA. That doesn't do me any good unless I do... You know what? Let's do this. Let's play OBEKA. We'll equip her with this, just, for the heck of it. And we'll just end the turn. Let them burn their removal on OBEKA. Because then next turn I can do Geralf Spark Double. I could have waited and did OBEKA Spark Double. And that's fine. She can go back to post. Alright, so combat research. Fiery Islet. Let's do Geralf the Fleshwright. Let's do Spark Double. Yes, I know I'm taking a dinger on the nose for that one. It's going to be another Geralf. So then as we're chaining spells, we can actually get multiple zombie tokens. If they don't pull more of that, sacrifice the highest CMC or power or whatever. Come on. Yeah, we have combat research. I'm just gonna take the hit. I'm not gonna gang block that. Because they'll just bring it back. I know better, because they're black-green. That's like one of the primary reanimation deck colors. So, let's see. Legendary has ward 1/1. So we could put that on a Geralf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, come on. Ooh, Combat Celebrant. Okay. So let us play that, because the clock can tap for the combat research. And then we'll just put the combat research on her. She'll have ward. We'll get multiple zombie triggers. All right. I like that. All right, so they could gang block and kill. Well, they can't gang block that, but they could do that. So let's just do one Geralf the Fleshwright. They can't stop me from doing it unless they want to lose their Blood Artist too. They could have a pump spell. Do you play Giant Growth? Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, that. Snakeskin Veil. Okay. All right, I got punished for that one. All right, well, now if Shieldred comes at me, I might stick a couple zombie tokens in front of it. We'll see. They might just go after her, too. But the Sigil of Valor is really good here, because if we just slap that on OBEKA with all the little creatures that we have on the board, it's going to get really, really big and dumb. All right, what you sacking? Oh, it causes a fight. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. That's a thing. All right. So they fought, they sacked that to the trigger. Now you swing now, I'm gonna block. All right. So let's stick the Sigil on OBEKA. Play the Undercity Sewer. Nope, don't need that. Drop Combat Celebrant. I mean, it's just a thing we can do right now. OBEKA's coming in hot. All right. You got to block with both if you don't want me taking 7 upkeeps, which is going to trigger the clock. So I'll be getting my stuff back. The bad part is we got the Dragon Master Outcast, so we're going to lose that. I mean, there's something to be said for some of this stuff that's in my hand. Not a lot of it's great. Let's just go ahead and play the Key to the City. All right. We need, and we don't have, something, anything that says at the beginning of your upkeep, do blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we need our Feed the Swarm to get rid of that, so she's not locked down. I mean, I can use Irenic as this Vile Duplication, but I can't remember if it copies the creature or if it copies what it is. I mean, I can try to do it. All right. I could just feasibly drop the Metal Cyst too and just make it a really big bashing beater and call it square. If I tap that, make it so I can draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and just do this. Discard an island. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it huge. Thibble Thip lost on the range. I have yet to play against this, so let's see what this does. Sure, we'll keep that hand. I gotta turn down my microphone a little bit if I can reach. Oh, I can't reach it. Never mind. I'll take care of that afterwards. It's just gonna be a little loud this game. The design of this mic sometimes leaves things to be desired. All right, let's go with the Mind Stone. We could get OBEKA down if they tap down. Let's see what they do. They tap down. All right, we're gonna get OBEKA online while they're tapped out. Now I could have done Virtue of Persistence and killed the Ornithopter of Paradise to keep their mana under control. So it depends on what they do here. All right, they got a Solemn Simulacrum. No big deal. What we are going to do... Let's see. If I go Combat Research, Virtue of Persistence... I think that's actually, no. The right play is Combat Research, leave Keep Safe up. So I'm just going to swing, hit them for 3. Get our card off of it. Ooh, land. Okay, red. All right, so then I could do Blood Mist. We can still do the Virtue and still leave the mana up. I just got to make sure the auto tapper is not going to screw us. Okay. It left the mana intact, so we have keep safe. So if they decide to try to bounce OBEKA or pin her down or whatever, keep safe will keep her alive. Because I most certainly am not going to screw with that and try to kill their Solemn right now. I don't want them drawing cards. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let's go. Alright. So let's see if we do that. We can't do that. If I do Blood Mist, I can hit them for 6, possibly. I'm trying to think what to do here with this. I think leveling this to draw cards is step 1. All right, and then again, we'll just leave. We'll leave keep safe up. All right, end turn. Now, Languish is nice because it gives us the ability to wipe the board, and OBEKA is so big that she survives. That's why I'm using Languish in the deck. Okay, that's fine. As just a way to wipe boards without destroying my progress with her. All right, they're going to go search an artifact with a mana or a mana ability or a basic land. So, okay. Now, there's lots of artifacts with mana abilities that also have other special fun stuff attached to them. So, I'll be kind of curious to see what they go get. A Celestis, maybe? They count that as a mana ability? Really? Wow, okay. I find that strange. All right, let's play this on black. If I do Languish, and then I still have the ability to keep stuff up, or I could do Robe, attach it, and then still have keep safe up. I think I want to Languish, kill the board. I should have swung first. That was a mistake. So now we can't hit them and get a card. And then we're just gonna pass the turn. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have hit them first, drew the card, and then nuked everything out. But we're still gonna keep safe alive, because the one thing I've said this before earlier in the video, gotta keep OBEKA alive. If you can't keep her alive, you're screwed. Oh god. Well, that's a problem. All right. And not attacking them might come back and just bite me so freaking hard. Let's see. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. I could level this and do the Robe and make her really freaking big. But then I don't think I have any way of... And there's nothing in the graveyards other than that Solemn and that Ornithopter that I really care about getting multiple upkeeps off of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would leave me 1 mana open. That's a shame. All right, let's do Geralf. And let's do Robe of the Archmagi, just to get a token off of this. And then we'll keep safe alive. All right, so she's going in this time. Let's hope we don't lose by 3 or less, because I was stupid enough to not attack first last time. All right, there's a Fireblade Artist. That's pretty good. Because if we get enough of these zombie tokens off of Geralf, we can get multiple triggers and just start doing 2 damage at a chunk at them. All right, there's Stibblethip. Untaps all their rocks. Yeah. Now, luckily, their hand is very small, so hopefully I don't have a bunch of card draw. If they do, we're kind of in trouble. I have a keep safe. Please don't have counter magic. What are they targeting? Make them pay the ward. All right. So then we're going to do the keep safe on the blink of an eye. All right, cool. So now they have another one. We're just kind of screwed. All right, they have a ley line, so now they can play stuff at instant speed, but they only have one card in hand. All right. So let's go with Lava Spur Boots. Let's see what they got, if anything. Let's go Blood Mist. Geralf triggers. We still have the mana for the Fireblade Artist. Let's go Fireblade Artist. That's going to trigger again. So we now have enough mana to put this on OBEKA. So now she's going to have 2 instances of wards stacked up on top of her. Oh, you dirty dog. All right. Do I shock my... Yeah, we'll shock ourselves and replay the boots. So that was the one card they had in hand. We'll keep the Massacre. Mindstone can go to the graveyard, and Robes can go, because our hand's already full. We have enough mana. We don't need the Mana Rock. So that was the one thing they had in their hand, was a Cyclonic Rift. They have yet to plot anything off the top of their deck. Oh, no, now they did. They just did. Oh, they did 2. And 3. Wow, they're just digging away, aren't they? Midnight Clock. I mean, nothing that they are doing is like all that impressive. Like it's all card draw and mana rocks. Whoopie-doo. All right, let's get... None of its counter magic can't be plotted out anyways. Let's go ahead and do OBEKA. I should have done him first. Let's go ahead and do combat research on her. Boot her up. And I'm gonna play wizard class just to keep my hand from being stupid. Get a card. Play a land. Play Fireblade Artist while they don't have counter magic available. And then we just have to hope that they have no way of exiling it or anything like that. Because if we get Geralf down next turn and chain a few spells, we can kill them, like, real quick, especially because of Blood Mist. Well, they're plotting away here, finally. Fabricate, Resculpt. I mean, they can't get at those 2 cards this turn. They can only get at the stuff they plotted last turn. So... Now, they can do it next turn on my turn because they can do it at instant speed because of the ley line. So far, I've not seen anything like back-breaking coming out of that side. Now, they have a grip full of cards. We do not know what they are either. So, all right, there's a Cloud Key. It's something. What are they going to pick? Instants and sorceries? Sorceries, okay. I was just trying to think. I'm like, in a deck where you're making your stuff cost free, why do you have a spell discount? But we're not going to do this. Decline. All right. So let's see if they have a counter. Here's Geralf. Here is Blood Mist. We have enough mana to play the Black Blade. I don't have the mana to re-equip it, and that's fine. Go ahead and counter it. Black Blade. Alright. So we're gonna move to combat. Swing with OBEKA. This is 4 upkeeps. They're at 8. Fine. I mean, are they going to try to force their hand out? I don't care. I'm going to kill them right now. Because with the 4 upkeeps, I'm going to go sack, 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 and then probably sack OBEKA, because it's another creature, right? Or no, it's its own. Yep. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Good game. Bye-bye, Mono Blue. That is why I run that card in the deck, to chain those little tokens off to just finish them off. Kadeen, first Goldwarden. I have not seen this one in about a year. It kind of came up and fell out of favor real quick. We have Honden, which is good for the start here. Let's go ahead and go get one of our Surveil lands, I think, just to kind of see what we got coming up on top. Let's get based off of what's in my hand, the Thundering Falls. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave that on top because there's no guarantees we'll draw any other lands, and we need to get to at least 4 to 5 mana to make this actually work. So, all right. So I refresh my memory here. When it attacks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control, and if it's 4 or greater, draw a card. Okay. Like, I had to really think about that for a second. All right. So now we have the unblockability for OBEKA without screwing with the stealth mission. The stealth mission's, it's good, but it's really just a one-shot use and pumps her up too. Okay. So I'm sure they're gonna equip it. It'll get +1/+1. They'll swing. It turns into a +4/+4 because of the ability, and then they get to draw a card. And there you go. It's like I'm psychic or something. All right. Let's go with that. We don't have. We're gonna do black. We don't have the ability to keep her protected, so we're gonna do another black, and we're just gonna end the turn. We can do OBEKA equipped with the boots next turn if they don't leave removal up. If they do, then it's kind of dicey. Then it might be just the Honda that's coming down. If they tap out, it's OBEKA. All right, they got a bone. I'm white. I'm okay. Maybe they just drew that. I was just like, why didn't you do that last turn? Okay. I'm going to take an epic buttload of damage next turn. Let's just do let's do the Honden. They got removal. The system hung up. I'm glad I didn't do that, because all they have to do is wait until I go to equip the boots, and then they can blow up OBEKA, and then I'm definitely screwed at that point. All right, so we're gonna take 6 on the nose. They're gonna gain 1 off of the batter bone. This is cards in, or no, +1/+1 visuals. Okay, I'm trying to remember what all these different equipments do. I thought that was the one that read out of the graveyard, but all right, give me card. Okay, Fae Flight is actually really good here, because now what we can do is instant speed, stop them from nuking her. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop this. And I'm going to pass turn. I'm not going to put the boots on her. I'm just going to use the Fae Flight. Yeah, this is why I'm using the Fae Flight. We're going to fizzle out their removal spell, because it gives hexproof. And now she flies. And the nice part is this also keeps the Batterbone equipped Germ from looking my direction. They're going to probably just stick it on Kadeen, along with the Diamond Pickaxe. Oh, Jesus. Okay. This, I may have to block. Matter of fact, I'm pretty damn sure I have to. Yep. And it tramples. Yep. Yeah, we're at 2. Probably going to die. Unless we magically pull something off the top of the deck that's really good. Nope. Not even close. So, what is this? Target creature you control. I was going to let him double strike me to death, but yeah, screw it. Nope. Sometimes you just get those games where nothing good happens. Eriette of the Charmed Apple. I got freaking wrecked by this commander a couple days ago when I was practicing with this deck. I was just like, wow. They had all the pin downs, all that stuff. So this is gonna be an uphill climb. Let's put it that way. All right, we did get that. That's kind of nice. I didn't want to do the eidetic memory until we have something down that we can build up with the counter that you could get off of it. Okay, does that gain life? Yeah, when it gains life, then I lose a life for the Marauding Priest. Cute, real cute. Must be a life gain sub package in that deck. All right, there's Geralf. Like, do I dare put him out? Is the $1 million question. I don't know that I do, but yeah, you know what? If they're gonna remove something or pin something down, I don't mind if they pin him down as long as it's not one of those ones that removes the abilities on the creature. But if they're going to kill something, I'd rather it be him than OBEKA or the Twilight Prophet. Just my thoughts on the matter. All right. Do they have a 1-mana removal spell? They seems like they have something, aura-wise or whatever, because they're looking at their own creatures. Do you got something or no? Alright, they got Radiant Grace. It has Vigilance, and when it dies, return it, and then it makes my stuff come in tapped. Okay. That's a thing you can do. If I play Eidetic Memory, Virtue of Persistence, and I can kill the Marauding Blight Priest, that's not a bad deal. Let's do that. Okay, the wand didn't net me anything worth writing home about, so let's get rid of the thing that lets them plink me for, each of their life gains that they've triggered. Not gonna attack. This just makes it so Eriette can't hit me without pumping up further. The Herbalist can't hit me either, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 away. Alright. Profit would be 1. So... they're gonna take Geralf. Or... not? What? Oh, had a dead weight. I was like, why did... that still doesn't make any... I mean, I understand why they did it. They wanted to make it so that they could keep the aura on the board, but I don't know why you wouldn't remove Geralf and kill the token with the dead weight. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Okay, so is there a way for us to chain some spells onto this board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have enough mana to chain zombies onto the board. Geralf cannot hit them. This is not going to do me any good right now. Enchantment and artifact. So like I could put a Nettle Cyst on him, but then I'm still lacking mana to do anything. I guess for right now, let's just get OBEKA online. Just as a blocker. I mean, among other things. Alright, so they're gonna break the eidetic memory, so I can't draw cards and pump, which I don't have anything right now anyways. they're out of cards. So OBEKA's is going to block here. Okay, I was like, what is that symbol even? Okay, Faithlight helps. They have 2 blockers. I'm missing a land, though, which is really damn annoying. I guess let's just play the Nettle Cyst. And we're going to equip OBEKA with this. So she's a 4/7. They can't block without losing their Eriette. I mean, they may want that. I don't know. But this will at least give me 4 life coming back off the Fountain of Renewal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 1 permanent away from Twilight Prophet coming online, and then we could actually pretty well bust the game open. I'll take the hit. All right, so let's go black. Can I do this and Faithlight? Yes, I can. Oh, baby. All right, let's do this. OBEKA, you're going to take off. Twilight Prophet. We get zombies. They can't block this because of the menace. 6 upkeeps. Let's go. Twilight Prophet, big hits. 2, 0, dang it. 3, come on. 3, come on. That is one of the first times I've actually got somebody to either concede or kill them with the Twilight Prophet. That was awesome. So what did you guys think of the deck? I don't know if I would spend the wild cards to build this deck, to be perfectly honest. There's times when I was like, this is driving me absolutely crazy because I'm either struggling to get anything going or it's just an absolute blast to watch all the extra triggers go off, all these upkeep things going off. I think that Arena is missing the requisite stuff that we need to really make OBEKA shine. Like, we don't have any of the courts, like the Court of Ire, the Court of Embereth, Court of Vantress. Like, none of that stuff is in Arena because they're a multiplayer card and they don't have Monarch programmed into the system as of yet anyways. That is coming, supposedly. Commander is getting a big push into Arena, but it's going to take a couple of years to get there yet. That said, I had a lot of fun with the deck when it actually did what I wanted it to do. Other times I was just kind of struggling and kind of pulling my hair out, especially when I just kept drawing nothing. I'd get OBEKA online and then I'd draw no upkeep cards, or I'd have upkeep cards and I couldn't keep her alive. So with that said, let me know what you guys think of the deck down below. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day. If you like this, like, comment, share, subscribe. All those things do help my channel grow as I'm on my way to my first 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next video.